How the hell are you? Are you here to watch somebody struggle to play this game? I hope so. Is he going to say need a lift? He's going to say need a lift. Is he going to say need a lift? Do I need a lift? Hey, need a lift boy.
Need a lift?
Fridge.
You know, you've been rather quiet since we left the tower. Something is clearly bothering you.
I let my emotions get the better of me. When we were trapped in that barrier, I was not thinking clearly, and even if I had been clear-headed, there was so little that I could do. It's galling. I feel as though I am not much of a dragon anymore. I hate it.
Can I help?
Is there anything I can do for you?
No, but thank you for...
Okay. Useless conversation. Thanks for that. I'm not exactly sure where to go. Hey, I don't think this was open before. Let's take a quick gander. Looking for chests. Beautifully made. Well done, guys. Back from my quests.
I was wondering if you would return at all. I considered scrying to see if you had decided to just make a run for it. Glad to see you didn't.
We've got the book you wanted.
Ah, excellent. Oh, does that mean that, Adro...
We were too late. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes, so am I. Though I will admit that I had assumed the worst already. Hearing it confirmed is still something of a shock. By the way, do you know what was being done in the tower?
A cult of devil worshippers had taken over his tower and removed him.
Devil worshippers? That's a
Worshippers?
bit, extreme. I certainly hope that Adro had nothing to do with them. So many people seem to forget how committing your soul to a devil is usually a rather permanent affair. I would not want that for him. He could be unpleasant, yes, but he was a good man, all things considered.
All things considered.
Do you know what they wanted from his tower, or why they were there?
They had some sort of portal. I think they were using it to summon more devils.
That cannot have been their only reason for being...
Well, they did say something about needing a safe place. They thought there was some sort of impending calamity and were using the tower as a fortress.
Really?
Yes.
Did they say what this calamity would entail?
No, they weren't specific.
A shame.
We did, however, run into that masked man we told you about, though. The one that was in the cave when Vair
did.
was taken...
Really?
Yeah.
He sounded like he was spouting nonsense. Neither Vair nor I could figure it out.
Different
He then
language.
killed one of the cultists and their leader before taking
Yeah.
whatever they were using to open the portal. A couple of its minions were also killed outside the tower while fighting against the things living there.
Pretty fair indication that they're not exactly friendly acquaintances, then.
So now what? You intend to uphold your end of the bargain?
Yes, the charges against you have been wiped clean.
Okay.
Help you?
You did? You said that you would help us if we cleared out the tower.
I said that I would wipe the slate clean regarding your criminal activities and waive your fee for entrance to the Great Library. The matter of helping you with your little identity crisis.
That's dirty! You made it sound like you were going to help us.
Yeah,
You just
tricked
used
us.
us.
Tricked us.
It did sound like that, didn't it?
What a...
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Just toying with you a bit. I was planning on helping you from the start, as though this ought to remind you that you should be careful about what someone says
Yeah.
and what you agree to. There are plenty of devious people and creatures out there.
Sadly.
Either way, I had actually already begun investigating some leads. This may not exactly align with my specialty, but we have hundreds of researchers in my department, so I've enlisted their help.
You can just do that?
Of course. What good is being a head bureaucrat if you cannot throw around your weight? Oh, and speaking of assistance, I should also note that no one has been able to identify the creatures that you described to me earlier. That in itself is rather peculiar, considering how many people in this city are fascinated with magical creatures. Fortunately, the Avowed are a curious lot, and are working all the harder to determine who or what you encountered. Since you ran into one of their kind again, if their bodies are still where you slew them in the woods, finding and examining their anatomy would go a long way towards solving the riddle. I will send someone out to find and retrieve them.
Is there anything we can do to help speed up the research?
Not now, I'm afraid. Now it is just a matter of giving our Avowed some time.
What should Vair and I do in the meanwhile?
Well, you're always welcome to find other work in the area. Otherwise, you have been through quite a lot in the past few weeks. Go to the inn, get some rest. Come see me again once you've had a solid night's sleep.
I might get a level up. Get a room at the inn. Long resty time. Barkeep, I need a room for the night. Barkeep.
What can I do for you?
I need a room for the night.
Do you have an open room for the night?
That's what I said.
Yeah, haven't had a lot of customers lately since most travelers aren't being let into the city. So you got your pick of the place. Just be 1 gold piece.
Just 1 gold piece.
Yikes, that's kind of pricey.
It's the lowest rate I can offer. Take it or leave it.
Here you go.
Here you go.
Thank you. Now,
Right.
let me just show you to your room.
Okay. Dream time.
No. Stay away. No. Stop it. Leave me alone.
Stop it.
Go away!
Vair. Vair! Endandra Vair! It's okay! No one cares.
Leave me.
Just us.
Get back!
Just okay?
Where are they? Carter, where are they? They.
They.
That's not the first time you've had a dream like that. It's getting worse.
Yes.
What were you dreaming about?
You needn't pretend.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Literally. Set it up. And then, no.
About last night.
Please. Do not speak of it.
It's just that... Was the experience really that bad? Having your body stolen. I know
Weird
you were
question.
scared. But those dreams you have and the way you acted when the cultists caught us...
I said not to speak of it. I
He's-
want no reminder of that. But if you really insist on satisfying your childish, idiotic curiosity, then just know this. Having my soul ripped from my body was the most painful thing that I have ever experienced. I did not know that pain could be so complete or overwhelming. Not being able to do anything about it was even worse. Now be silent and go speak with the sage.
Sage, I think I might want some of this action. And also this action. And also, you guessed it, this action. And since we're on a mission for clothes, woo-hoo! How do we put them on? Well, they're just on. 2 stat points available.
Ah, there you are. Yvonne and I have been working on your conundrum. I have some good news and I have some bad news.
Let's hear the good news.
Where is it? Oh, it's down there.
Well, to begin with, we have found a way to safely separate Vair's soul from your body and put it back into his own while expelling the parasite that is latched onto him.
What's the bad news?
I'll die.
The bad news, I'm afraid, is that the artifact you need to put Vair back into his own body is rather far away, and may not actually be where we think it is.
Okay.
You see, while investigating, we encountered 2 principal problems. Removing and transporting another creature's soul is actually rather simple if you... I've done it myself on several occasions. The problems are that Endandravaya's body is already inhabited by a living creature that may have some control over it, and furthermore, we do not know how much damage this creature has inflicted on Vair's body. For all we know, removing the creature would kill Vair's body, and to address this, we tracked down an artifact known as the Rod of Alignment. It can only do so on a limited scale and needs...
What's the catch?
The catch is that, like I said, we are
Not
not
sure
absolutely sure about where
Where
it...
it
Will
is.
that be enough on its own?
Yes, though depending on how powerful the parasite is, you will likely need to weaken the creature before the artifact can extract it. The rod was last seen in the possession of Mayastan Kimmerin, a morally... Without getting into too many details, he was
Icewind
last
Dale.
seen with it in Icewind Dale when going to speak to a storm
Storm
giant
giant.
friend of his. There have not been any reports of the artifact since that visit, though Kimmerin has certainly left their mark on various places without it in the intervening time. So we think it may have been left in the storm. If not, then they may have an idea of where to find it. Oh, and one last thing. One of our occultists was able to identify those grinning creatures that you have encountered. They are called Gru, and are part of a large, mysterious category of creatures commonly called Starspawn.
Okay.
Whatever their purpose is here. The few times the Starspawn Gru are mentioned in our books usually labels them as minions, shock. How they came here is unknown, but their very presence is troubling. The people working with them probably worship whatever elder god the Gru serve.
Warship.
I suspect that you have found a cult of the Old Ones, which may explain why the man in the mask was interested in the devil cultists you found in Adros Tower. They would likely have similar goals and could be using similar resources.
Cheers? Or insight? Insight.
Cesare is not just worried, He is baffled, and that in itself is scaring him. You get the sense that there has been very little in his life that he could not figure out through research. Or having little information on these creatures is bad enough, but recognizing that they might not follow the same laws of logic and reality that we do is distressing to him, as are the
Well, that wasn't exactly enlightening.
Very little, I'm afraid. Still, I keep this with you as you travel. You can use this to contact me from anywhere in Faerun at any time. If you're in dire trouble, or if you encounter something that might be very
what are you
interesting
sat
to me,
on?
use that. Otherwise, abuse this privilege and I will sever the connection permanently. Now go down to the docks and you will find passage on a ship heading north.
Do you mind, sir?
Good luck.
Take the cart to the docks. Somebody help this man. He appears to have lost his legs. This guy, my nemesis. Need a lift?
Need a lift?
Yeah. Icewind Dale.
The
Don't
voyage
spare
north
the
is
horses.
long, and you
Don't spare the
discover
horses.
an intense dislike of the sea, as you find yourself repeatedly clutching the ship's railing and spewing out various meals into the waves. As the voyage continues, the air also grows colder, as settlements and cities along the coast become fewer and far between. By the time the captain tells you that your destination is near, you have already started counting how many seconds it takes for your puke to freeze against the hull of the ship. Looking up from the railing, though, you see a dark shape looming through the blowing snow, and something about it that has nothing to do with the cold causes you to shiver.
Ah, I see the prison inspector has caught your eye. Best hope you don't find yourself going there any time soon, unless you have business.
What is that?
What is that place?
What is that?
It's called Rivel's End.
Rivel's
Enough
End?
name if ever there was one, as I've not known anywhere bleaker or more devoid of joy. There is a prison built to hold the worst criminals that mankind has to offer. Whether the sorry souls stuck in there deserve it or not, well,
I
can't say.
So that is a prison. If you didn't just realise that.
Again, prisons. How is it that humans are so taken with prisons, cells, and confining each other? It's unsettling.
How much farther until port?
Not much farther at all. See, here's our harbour. Just keep heading along that there path and you'll find your way to Cairns Interval. Not much of a place for southerners, between the cold and the rough company, but you'll find shelter from the blizzards, and food. Good luck, wherever your journey takes you.
Well, thank you, mister. Was this the path to take? It doesn't look like it.
Oh, what a miserable place.
How are you cold? I can hear you shivering. That doesn't make sense. I'm the one who has to walk through this.
Oh, maybe because I am not simply a passive observer, and I am actually sharing your body. How many times must I explain this?
Vair
Right,
is
but shivering? Thought you needed your own body
horrible.
for that.
Never mind. Why would anyone choose to live in such a dismal part of the world?
Judging by what the captain said along the way, people who either don't want to be found or have nowhere else to go.
Lovely. Well, if we are to keep our visit as brief as possible, I would suggest finding the nearest
Chest.
bartender or such who might have heard rumors of a giant.
6. Sheesh. Oh, you little fly kung fu devil. When I can see you, you're done for. Okay. What? Have you got more reach than I have? Okay. Oh, you. Yeah, boy. Critical. And this time. Yes! I own your body! And I own what's in your chest. Strength potion. Okay, I'm so glad I didn't bother. Yeah, Vair's character is just not representative of an adult gold dragon, I would say. He's not in my imagination. Anyway. Feel like left. Ah, okay. That answers my question.
Haven't seen you around before.
Well,
What do you want?
Never met you before.
Friendly.
Have you heard anything about a storm giant in the area? I'm looking for one that's supposed to live nearby.
Storm giant? That ain't like a frost giant?
Yeah.
Or do you mean a stone giant? Because we got plenty of those up in our spine. Sometimes wander this way to hunt and raid.
Oh, I see what the accent
No,
is.
I mean storm giant.
Then I've got nothing for you. Though you could always ask Kelly, Goat Kicker. She's been around a fair amount, one of those adventurer types, always looking for mercenary work and places to explore. You can usually find her down by the lakeside docks.
Hell yeah! Look at that. Hell yeah, goat kicker.
Have you had any disappearances around here? Strange sightings?
It's Icewind Dale. People go missing in the storms all the time, and still, if you mean anything outside of that, no. Can't say as ever. Then again, I did hear that something's been going on with the dwarves up in, Kelvin's Cairn.
What can you tell me about this?
Other than it being a hive of scum and villainy,
Star Wars.
you got the castle up the hill, the lake we fish knucklehead trout out of when it's not frozen over. And that's about it.
Okay.
All that's left after the rest of 10 towns after the incident some years back.
Ooh.
Even the rogues of the
Ooh.
world don't want to stay here if they can help.
What incident?
Great white dragon came through. His breath was so cold, it shattered people as they tried to flee. Took a band of adventurers hired from Kalimshan to
Kalimshan.
finally kill the thing. Everyone just congregated here in the end, since...
So long.
Seriously? You're not even gonna buy him... If that bump don't pay his tab soon, I'll close down the bar. That'll get half the town on his case.
The bar. That closed down the bar. I'm going to meet. Hell yeah! Let's walk through that rope.
Are you Helia?
Hell yeah!
And who wants to know?
Have you heard of any disappearances or strange happenings lately?
Outside of the usual. Well, my cousins in Kelvin's Cairn have been talking about a lot of rumors that have made their way up here with the trade caravans with Mithril Hall. People going missing, losing their minds, and some stuff like that. Not sure how much can be believed. You know, people like to tell tales.
My name is Katra, and I'm looking for a storm giant that's supposed to live in the Dale.
Storm giant. Well, I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly what.
Any details you can give me?
Hi. There's a trail on the opposite side of this lake, right across from us. That goes up into the mountains, as called the Spine. A blizzard started blowing around one of the peaks in particular, just to... My partner and
Dragon. You
I,
dragon.
we thought we'd go see...
And what does this have to do with the giant?
I'm getting there. So, after about an hour marching through the storm, we hear this voice in the blizzard saying, "Turn back, and you'll die here," and some such. We weren't about to pack it in, though. Thing is, the snow was getting so thick and high around us, we could hardly even walk, and it was getting dark. We tried to find shelter, but just kept getting turned around in the storm, and we were getting right cold. Cold, to the point you don't feel no cold no more. Wasn't until I hit the ground and everything started going black that I realized I was freezing to death.
You don't feel no cold no more.
But then, next thing I know, I'm awake. My toes and fingers hurt something fierce from the frost. We'd been taken all the way down the mountain to a little cave, and someone had even set up a fire for us. 'Twere the wildest thing I ever seen, and I still ain't been able to figure it out.
Mum? A woman?
You said like a mum. You mean the face was a woman's?
Oh, far as I could tell, real flat. Smash nose. Though, but I was about delirious.
Hard as it is to believe, Helia seems to wholeheartedly believe her story. Perhaps the part about her not seeing her own nose during the blizzard was a bit much, but everything else was...
Any advice for someone?
Yeah! Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Thank you for your time.
Well, that is at least a little promising. What say you, Katra?
It's
see
the only
you.
lead we've got at the moment, so it's probably worth investigating.
Oh, do we go on horses now? Okay. Hey, we do. What? This is a nice touch. I am interested in that, but it's not taking me there. That's... Oh, are these ice trolls?
I should warn you, in case you did not already know. Dragons and giants have a long-standing rivalry that verges on hatred, depending on the parties involved. Storm giants are known as goodly, if stern, creatures, but regardless of this one's disposition, it might be for the best if you do not mention my presence or involvement.
Something else to complicate things. That's good to know. Thanks. Hello? This storm will be the end of you. Where are you? Leave this place. I just want to talk!
Go on.
You shall not proceed! You tread a dangerous path, human. If you have come to rob or hunt me, then I hope that you have made peace with yourself.
That, Conjuror, is a storm giant, and one who has ascended beyond the restrictions of their body, it seems. They aren't just controlling the storm around us. They are the storm. It is a part of them. Be careful.
Speak now and tell me your purpose in coming here, lest I blast you off the side of the mountain.
She is quite guarded and wary of you, but contrary to her words, she does not seem to want to harm you, though is certainly willing to if you threaten her.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know a druid named Myaston Kimmerin? No. Should I? Do you know of any other storm giants in the area? No. I live separate from my people. Why are you lying to me? Dare accuse me of lying? I think you do know them, and I need help, and I think that either you or he can give it to me. I am listening. My friend has been infested with a parasite that has also displaced his soul. We were told by the Sage of Magic at Candlekeep that his best hope is to find the Rod of Alignment, which was last seen with Kimmerin. And what if I refuse to help? What will you do? If you do not help, then my friend will die, and that could mean something terrible for the world. That seems rather far-fetched. This is a powerful item that... Very well. I indeed possess the rod, and am willing to part with it. The druid who last held the rod is indeed a friend of mine. Kimmerin, however, has a tendency to use force to protect the wilderness and its creatures, rather than negotiate. The Lord's Alliance decided that they had suffered his vigilantism long enough, and have imprisoned him in the great fortress they built nearby, known as Revel's End. I cannot enter that bastion, as its magic wards me away. If you want the rod, then you must find a way to free Kimmerin. Once he is with me again, the rod will be yours. A prison break to set free a dangerous environmentalist vigilante?
Let's go!
Count me in. Well then, perhaps Kimmerin has found a kindred spirit in you. A last warning to you. Beware the prison, for it is not just a trapped and warded fortress.
Right.
Something has changed lately.
Okay.
I have not seen the guards at their outposts for nearly a week, and there is now a ferocious flying creature there. Every time I've tried to approach since its appearance, it has beaten me back, rather severely at one point. I do not know if the jailers have summoned it as an additional guardian, or whether it is good luck.
Thank you, I guess. Horsey, we must leave.
The Illithid, also known as Mind Flayers, once ruled vast empires across multiple worlds, conquering whole races and forcing them into service. Ships like this one were how the monsters traveled between the stars and across planes of existence. Be glad that this one is long since crashed and abandoned. Otherwise, its presence would foretell a coming calamity.
That is brilliant. +1 start point. Told you.
No sign of that creature that Nulkra warned us about. Can you discern anything noteworthy?
The place is rather quiet. Still, waiting for a few minutes, you do not see any guards, but do notice that the front door is wide open.
Forcing our way in?
No, I think you are quite right about that.
Well, guys, you know the
Perhaps we
drill.
can strike a deal with whoever runs the prison. Barring that, simply seeing the inside might give us some ideas about how to get Kimmerin out.
Well, guys, you get the idea. You know what the deal is. We are going to leave this video here. Shut up, Horse. I'm doing the outro. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another video.